Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In towards game 2 we go between Infinity and Interitus. Game number 1 was a very one-sided affair. Game number 2 might be a different story. However, I'm seeing some similarities to the first game here, WingBlade.
They were like, oh, that game was rough. Centaur didn't really pay off last game, so let's just first phase pick it again.
It's kind of an interesting choice in that regard. And Witch Doctor's not banned out just yet. But yeah, don't really expect them to go for it again, though. To be fair, with the Mars, it's actually not that bad. Place Death Ward inside, stand outside, go ham.
Yeah, I mean, Witch Doctor was super good last game against Centaur. I mean, when you pick such a one-dimensional hero as Centaur, and you don't have a good time in lane, well, the game is just pretty miserable. And they can just make it happen once again. Like, nothing is stopping them. Snapfire, Witch Doctor is a pretty darn good support duo.
And very aggressive as well in their approach to try and secure kills. And honestly, it was pretty impressive how many kills the Witch Doctor managed to secure in the first game. I think he was 6-0 at one point, and he got 6 out of the 7 kills that his team had.
He ended up 9-2 and 12, most kills in the game.
That's actually pretty nuts. Oh, that was such a good performance from I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, some people just don't make it easy for us casters, but that's okay. They're here to play. If you can pronounce it, just make something up. Just call him Steven or something.
Steven's so good. Though I'd be really impressed if he could do the exact same thing again in his second game. On the other side, we do have a line, of course, who's very annoying in the laning stage. A little bit of that mana drain, plus to set up some nice stuns, especially if you combo it with a Jakiro. Centaur stomp in, hit them with the ice bath, then the air spike on top. That's a lot of stuns and a lot of lengthy stuns in a row.
Good amount of pushing power as well. It's some nice synergy with the other two heroes too, because they have more reliable stuns. And while Ice Path is very strong, reliable is not a label I would attach to it.
Yeah, it does have that 0.3 seconds or whatever it is where you don't hit it. So it's definitely, it's not necessarily purely reliable, but it is very long and very, yeah, just lengthy. The stun duration is like 2.5 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Add the talent on top and no one can ever run away. But of course, you're going to need to have some damage on top of those nice stuns that they have. So, going to be the point of the 2 next cores, where I do think Voker could be a nice one.
Yeah, I think Invoker is just a very strong hero in general. Of course, they could go for a Spirit as well if they want to. Man, I'm so confused why they would pick Ogre when Witch Doctor worked so beautifully last game.
Well, they just pretty much wanted to show how it's done with the Ogre game. Okay, SF.
Oh, this explains it.
There's the Ogre SF lane that we saw previously as well in the first showdown, which Interitus chose to wield, and well, they did it very well in the laning stage at the very least.
5 seconds.
Yeah, Infinity is like, well, we can do this better than you. And so far it looks like a pretty good Shadowfiend game, because once again there is squishy supports, and once he gets a BKB he's gonna have a great time. And of course the Requiem plus Arena of Mars is a pretty sick combination as well. It's similar to Terrorize.
That's and we saw it in the first game where the Ogre Magic Shadowfiend lane was very easily won over the Magnus plus. What's the second one?
The second one?
Oh, that was Snapfire, I think. Yeah. No, I was thinking in the lane that lost against the Shadow Fiend Ogre Magi.
Ah, yeah, it was the Snapfire. They tried to go for some cheeky plays with like the cookie into the skewer back, but they couldn't really execute that because Ogre was just there with the Fire Blast to interrupt it.
Doing Ogre things. Being fairly tanky. Void Spirit. Now Interitus gonna yoink that one away from Infinity. Can they get the same performance going though? Because PP looked superb and Rajur had a pretty tough laning stage. I mean, yeah, lost his courier, then lost his life towards the enemy's tier 1 tower top. They got lost 3 of their members in that attempt. At that point, it looked incredibly rough for the puck.
Yeah. But now this Void Spirit isn't last picked, so Infinity can just pick up a good matchup. If they pick something like DOD, Void Spirit is gonna have a miserable time. I wouldn't expect him to have as much impact as he had last game. Because while Puck is still a favorable matchup, Void Spirit does okay. But there are certain heroes that can kind of box out the Void Spirit completely.
Monkey King mid. Been a while since I've seen that one as a counter to the Void Spirit. TA, of course, very good against Void Spirit.
And speaking about Voids, the Faceless Voids is banned. PL is gonna be banned as well. Because, well, PL is just a very good matchup against Shadow Fiend, especially when he doesn't pick up raises.
Last pick is, of course, for Interitus, who can, as you said, maybe go for an illusion-based hero. Currently, Infinity don't I mean, they've got the Mars and maybe the Snapfire, Mortimer's Kisses, but that's nowhere near enough to get rid of an actual big, tanky illusion hero, like a PL, possibly a Naga, if you want to try and set something up. Naga's not really... I mean, Naga into Ice Bath is always nice.
Yeah, they have some good setups. I would just be very worried about their mid game. Because Infinity, they're setting up for some spooky timings. Once you have Blink BKB on Mars and BKB +1 item on Shadow Fiend, they're just gonna be hitting towers. Because they can just pick up the Presence Effects Buildings talent.
And Snapfire.
Yeah, it's terrifying. You have like -12 armor on towers.
And Ogre probably a medallion or Snapfire medallion added on top. Plus Roche dies incredibly quickly with their lineup already. Add in a nice, I would assume, mid laner. Still going under the assumption that this is a safe SF. And Foker gets picked up. Okay, I actually expected to go the other way, but it also works wonders with Mars.
It scales really well too. Like late game you have the Spear of Mars into Cataclysm. Pretty darn reliable, of course. It's a good matchup against Void Spirit and has a really nice amount of aggression in the early game.
It does okay against Void. It's not like a counter. Because you can't EMP him. So Quaswex is a lot weaker against him, but you still kind of want to go Quaswex because everyone goes Quaswex. Unless you're actually planning on, you know, Sunstriking the side lanes, which, granted, if there's a Mars Snapfire and an Ogre Magi Shadow Fiend lane, the Sunstriking the side lanes might get you a lot of kills.
Phantom Assassin.
I was gonna ask which carries seem good against SF, and I wanted to mention the PA. Because once you go later, you do have the built-in evasion and crit, which is something that SF needs to itemize around.
And Silver Edge.
Once again, I mean, Silver Edge definitely works, yeah. But I'm quite worried about the mid-game for Interitus, because PA needs a lot of time to come online. And even with the mischance, if SF runs at you with 200 damage at 10 minutes, well, you can dodge 15% of his attacks, but you're still gonna get demolished.
Yeah, it's a rough game for Interitus, I would say again. I mean, you already had the Ogre Magi with the Bloodlust buff. Add in the Voker's Alacrity buff on a Shadow Fiend with all their minus armor that they also have. and just have fun. You know, Roche dies in 3 seconds, building die in 3 seconds, the enemies die in 3 seconds. It's looking like
Then
Infinity.
9 seconds later, you win the game.
Yeah, pretty much the way that Infinity wants to play this, it seems. Maybe the Void Spirit and, you know, Centaur. If the Centaur has a better lane, he could be a bit more useful, because that is definitely something they missed last game. They just didn't have an offlaner.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's gonna have a much better lane though. It's probably gonna be slightly better because there is no Maledict, but I mean, who needs Maledict when the enemy SF just destroys you in 3 hits?
Yep, so I guess our predictions align in this one?
I think so. I'm definitely gonna give it to Infinity.
Yep, Infinity all the way. Just watch us be wrong because it's a PA. And he gets like 17 crits in a row. And then whatever you plan and think doesn't matter anymore. Because RNGesus is real.
I mean, there is a chance that PA crits every single hit. It is just a very small chance.
It's like, you know, the triple bash on Faces Void, where you just like stun lock someone until he's dead. Where, yes, technically it's possible. Is it plausible? No.
Yeah, I think the chances are smaller. I mean, the chances are like 1 in X, where X is larger than the amount of atoms in the observable universe.
But you are saying that there is a chance.
Definitely.
That's what we're here for. SF, gonna be, of course, that safe lane SF. Wondering if he's gonna go for the same build, Presence of the Dark Lord level 1 or Necromastery level 1.
I mean, he already has a different build because he didn't pick up the Quelling Blade. He has a Fairy Fire instead.
Oh yeah,
And another branch.
that's weird.
A doodle for the ages.
A range hero that doesn't have a Quelling Blade. I even see Focus with Quelling Blades, but this one does not.
It is quite uncommon, I would say, for mid heroes. It happens more often on safe lane heroes. Like, you see it very often on Dusas, Lunas, these kinds of heroes, because they know that they're gonna be spending a lot of the early game hitting creeps, while mid laners tend to be a little bit more active and a little bit more vulnerable as well, which makes it more appealing for them to buy stats instead of just pure damage.
Well, it looks like we might have a brawl before the rune spawn, because there's a pretty hefty grouping here. Interitus really want to try and scoop this rune up, which is also very greedy, of course, but there's a charge coming forward. EMP being thrown out. PP drains a little bit of mana. Hoof stomping on the ogre. Bull, you know, does get taken down, and first blood secured for Infinity. On the Shadow Fiend.
Level 1.
Leveled Razors yet? What that? Ew. He's actually gonna level Raze?
I think it's just a value point, honestly. I would definitely trade 1 point in raises for first blood. Seems like a worthwhile trade.
Well, D-Flash gonna get taken down as well, and the ogre gets that kill secured, so he's also gonna get himself a little bit of extra cash while Parker in the meantime beelined back towards that bottom lane. Is now done with the full magic wand getting delivered. Not too bad, especially because the line's at 1 point just gonna drain your mana the entire time anyway.
Let's see if Centaur can prove all the haters wrong and have a good lane and a good game here. I want to say I'm rooting for the little guy, but he's pretty big. We'll keep an eye on mid lane as well. So as we mentioned, Invoker is not a counter to Void Spirit, but I would still expect PP to do well in this lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's mainly because I've been very impressed by his own Void Spirit performance last game.
Oh, a lot of damage from the Parker. Is he gonna go down? Doesn't look like it. It was very close, but Centaur is just level 1. Double edge would have definitely killed Parker here.
Yeah, it's currently Parker trying to get those Necromastery stacks. He's using the Shadow Rays for it though. But of course,
I mean,
he
when
doesn't
you
have that
skill it
boogie
up for a
advantage.
first blood, you might as well use it in lane then as well. Lion, some very aggressive positioning here. Needs to watch out because there is enough mana for at least a double raise.
And if the Ogre gets a stun, Lion dies.
This Lion looks quite
Oh, make sure that he stays out of
Fine.
range. So
totally fine. No worries there.
also got to be careful. A little bit further down the line, triple raise, and it is actually the Ogre getting the kill. But yeah, the raise really coming in clutch in the early laning stage.
Yeah, it's paying off. Turns out raise is a pretty good spell. I still don't think he's gonna put in more points than 1. But hey, he's gotten 1 kill and 1 assist out of it. Looks like a pretty worthwhile exchange.
Okay, top lane's actually not having that problematic of a lane either. Creep's getting pulled by D-Flash. Just, okay, only doesn't pull the range creep. Always a nasty camp to pull because it just sometimes has a mind of his own.
Yeah, creep AI is a little bit wonky in Dota sometimes. It's part of the charm. I expect to see some action at some point in this top lane. Because there is a lot of damage and not that many defensive tools. But so far, both the Mars and the PA look to be perfectly content just farming.
Yeah, most of the action is in that bottom lane. I mean, Lion stands out of position once.
Look at this. Parker. 2 points into race.
Ew. What is
What
this?
is happening?
Why he no build same? Actually, to be fair, he's having a really good laning stage, and it's pretty decent for farming jungle. Oh, Wolf Stomp, he's in trouble. Does just barely run away. Does he survive? The Ogre trying to block, but gives away that there's an Observer Ward. However, that's definitely value. Get rid of a couple of those Necromastery stacks. And, well, you kill the SF, which is definitely the biggest value of all. The Centaur, with 2 assists to his name, even though he did already die, starts off the laning stage a lot better than he did last game.
Ooh, Centaur. It's a little bit low, but has stick charges as well. I have to say I'm a little bit confused about this bottom lane now for Infinity. I thought the reason why they picked Ogre was to give the steroids to SF, going for this right-click build, which would amplify him like it did last game. But now they went for the race build, and at that point, I feel like they should have just picked Witch Doctor if they weren't planning to use that synergy.
Oh, Shadow Fiend, Hoof Stomped again in trouble. And Parker's gonna get taken out every single time the Ogre walks away. They're gonna lose the SF, and that is another death, and that's in quick succession. So even if he respawns, he still has 20 seconds on his TP scroll, which really destroys his laning stage. The only plus is, now that he's got 2 points in Shadow Rays, he can farm the jungle camps faster.
That's so great. He can recover from the problem he made for himself. It's always nice.
That is value. I mean, he did. I guess the reason why he went for the Shadow Rays builds because he wanted to magic wand in that lane, so that he had, you know, any use of the magic wand except for the tiny bit of healing that it does.
Yeah, he just wants the value from getting the mana. That's a pretty 5-hat play.
I mean, I did, yeah. Otherwise, it's a strange choice. I don't really know why he went for it. This time, though, Centaur did also go for the double edge, 2 levels again, where he doesn't get punished by the enemy having a Witch Doctor. Luckily enough. Otherwise, his entire build again would kill himself. Oh, that
Curious
is.
to see if he goes. No, I was gonna say if he puts 3 points in, but nah.
Don't be such a silly goose. 3 points? Pfft. At that point, you probably actually start kidding yourself.
So Invoker rotates to the bottom at the same time as the Void Spirit, but Invoker was just slightly earlier, and now Void Spirit is sitting here in an Invis rune being like, what do I do now?
Walking up towards the center. Oh,
because they know he's here,
yep.
because they have a sentry.
Okay, just spotted him. Invoker didn't even leave. He's still waiting for the Void Spirit to make a move.
He's like, Void Spirit is missing, I'm gonna stick around, see what I can do.
Can't seem to get anything though.
Oh my goodness. Speaking about builds, look at Mars. It's time for memes, DK.
Oh my god, he's actually... Oh, we talked about this in the NA game, because I think it was a Pango who went for Meteor Hammer, and we even talked about the fact that Mars is also a hero that tends to go for the meme hammer. Well, there we get to see the memes fully done. A lot of region that you gain from it, of course, and a decent amount of stats, but it's just so weird. It's just so weird.
You have like no good way to set it up for yourself until level 7.
Well, Tornado comes in, Ice Bath, interrupts it, and that's the gank attempt completely failed because, well, PA does have a way to get out of Arena.
And Mars doesn't have boots because he bought a bloody Meteor Hammer. On the bright side, he's gonna push faster. That is very nice.
Yeah, he can take down towers slightly faster. Not actually a lot faster because Mars is terrible at taking towers. However, is in a little bit of trouble. Dodge and weave. Dodges the Ice Bath nicely. Still slowed down. In the meantime, there's a big fight going elsewhere. Void Spirit is going to get caught out. PP Brush is top. There were, I think, in 3 different lanes, 3 different fights.
And during all the time, I was just watching Mars walk away very slowly. He's gonna get the Meteor Hammer this time.
And I missed the Meteor Hammer. I missed it. Oh my lord.
There was a single tree there, which PA got speared to, and then with the EMP and Meteor Hammer, there was no chance for him to escape.
I'm waiting till we see the Foker Meteor Hammer build again. I think Thompson did that, where he went Quaswex and then went like Urn into Meteor Hammer, then hit them with the Tornado, and then time it perfectly where they land to get hit by the Meme Hammer.
But wasn't that only a thing because there was a talent that increased the tornado duration? Or am I misremembering this?
I can't remember. I have no idea if that was the case.
Roll 26 HP, totally fine.
I'm actually thinking... Oh. Rip. I'm actually thinking about another item. Where's... Oh. My god, what's happening with all these fights? Center Stampede, okay. They're fighting towards the enemy's triangle. Azure now taken down. Did lose the SF, but they found 2 kills in return. I was in the meantime looking for a specific item that I can't think the name of for some awful reason. Ring of Basilius, that's it. I was thinking about the Naga Siren. Ring of Basilius. Toggle Meme Hammer. Remember that one?
Yeah, good stuff.
It was a perfect timing where you had to toggle it like twice or something, and then it would perfectly drop. Like someone figured that out when you could still toggle it, of course. Oh, catch onto the Mars. He's in a bit of trouble. Oh, it's pretty tanky with the infused raindrops and Meteor Hammer.
+8 all attributes. You think he's killable? Think again.
Man's got boots as well. You're never gonna catch this speedy boy.
Mars is just leagues ahead of all other players in this game. Not in terms of net worth or damage or impact.
SF actually didn't level raise to the max.
I guess just 2 points. The second point does almost double the value.
Yeah,
So I'll forgive him for now.
though it is still weird. 2 safe lane SFs, completely different builds in 2 games. Well, not completely different builds. BP is gonna get caught though. X'd up, tries to run away. So will die, but there's Mariano coming through with the cookie on top. He tried to pick up that kill on the Mars, but unfortunately he's got a very greedy Snapfire in his team.
And this time, Centaur is having a very good game because he's not playing against a Witch Doctor, so he's gonna have a nice 11-minute blink. Nothing to complain about.
Dire should look to their top tower.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be able to get his other items at a decent pace as well. Definitely a good pipe game. For
Speaking about
Interitus.
items, PA has the Battle Fury.
12 minutes in, no boots. The full greed Battle Fury.
Dire's whereabouts.
Does need a couple of hefty stacks though.
That is pretty great timing for him. If you can get away with it, it's a really nice build. SF is quite ready to fight though. There's a DD rune as well. 300 damage with this DD rune. He's gonna be enjoying this.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ooh, Sentry comes out, but not quite in time to spot
There
PP.
is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
Yeah.
You need more than just the Sentry to look at the PP.
Yeah. Oh my god. Every single time you say that, I'm thinking of well, it's something Dutch.
Uh-huh.
I assume you know
Choice.
exactly what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about, DK.
Brentford?
But we'll discuss that another time. Jakiro could be in trouble here. But Invoker unwilling to commit.
Well, right now, they are gonna attempt to go onto the Jakiro. Void Spirit's nearby. Mortimer's Kiss is a little bit early because no one's on top of the Jakiro. Center Stampede, easy walk away. No real
They
catch.
exchange a kiss for a stampede.
Yeah, Mars doesn't have his blink yet because he's got the Meteor Hammer. The value. Currently, Evoker going for the Hand of Midas after Spirit Vessel, but with the Spirit Vessel done, they don't have any ways of getting rid of it, except for like the Void Spirit using himself, but the rest of the team kind of just slowly burns.
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Yeah, I feel like this is the most meta Invoker build these days. You have a lot of tempo with the Spirit Vessel, so you can fight really early, you're very tanky. And then with the Midas, it's gonna help you skill into the late game. Secure that BKB, BOTs, Cataclysm with the Aghanims. It's just a very nice, well-rounded build.
Ogre Magi going to get caught, but again, it's an Ogre Magi. Arena misses the mark. They just walk away. That's a big wasted ulti if they want to reinitiate. Actually, speaking of which, top lane, they will find Pimpolio. PP on the run. Big tornado keeps him at bay, and with the Invis trying to disengage, but he's under ward vision. There's a sentry just at the edge, and they have to reinvest into another sentry to get the kill, but they do find PP, so 1-for-1 trade, and kill goes to the Void Spirit, who is getting closer towards that Axe, though it's still a long way to go. This time he does not have the very useful Agnes to give him that Empower buff.
Is no more.
PA is starting to get big, but at the same time, it's gonna take at least another 5 to 10 minutes before PA is gonna be able to fight. Because she needs a BKB and she needs a Deso. Those are the two requirements for a PA to have impacts in fights. Like without the magic immunity, she's absolute food, and without the Deso, she's not gonna be able to kill anyone.
Oh, Mars surrounded by enemies, Ice Path, shuts him down, holds him in place, kill given with FCR. That's a 4-kill streak added on top of the already decently farmed PA. He is still behind the SF right now. Parker's been farming pretty impressively this game. But how much longer can he stay ahead of a Battle Fury PA?
Ooh, Invoker. Infinity is just losing heroes left and right.
Nice
Get
disarm.
away from this.
Oh, on the run. Biffy, can he disengage? Yes, he can. Mortimer's Kiss is doing a lot of damage. Centaur in trouble. Finished off, and on the side, Rashur will be able to disengage, but so will PP. They actually find two in trade. So Infinity, they take the lead right now after a pretty advantageous fight in their favor. Of course, during all of this, the PA is still just, you know, farming.
Do they go into Roche? No, right? Can they do this?
Well, yeah,
They're gonna try.
they do have a lineup that can very easily take Roche. They kind of need the Mind's Armor from Snapfire, who doesn't even have Little Shredder. So this is completely different with Snapfire build.
Both the SF and the Snapfire just changing things around. They do have the Invoker, of course, with both the Void Spirit and Electricity, and Mice is gonna be able to tank reasonably well. Of course, it also helps that the enemy team doesn't know that it's happening, so you have some leniency in terms of time.
Yeah, this is looking pretty decent here, Infinity. Back on track, but again, it is still against a PA no matter what happens. Till the game is over, you're still playing against the PA.
I do feel like they're on a little bit of a clock. It's late in the game. PA is quite a good matchup against the Shadow Fiend.
And against everyone else. I mean, you hit one triple stifling dagger crit and the entire team's dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Because that's magic that the PA can bring to the table. Doesn't have his BKB yet, so this is the perfect time to catch him out. They will find an easy pick on Jakir. The rest of the team trying to disengage. Nice spear, meme hammer, come land! And they will be able to connect it. Double kill secured for the side of Infinity. And they do lose the Void Spirit again. That's his 4th death already this game. Looking pretty troubled. I mean, his puck also had some problems.
Is under attack.
He's still doing reasonably well in terms of farm. Nice kill onto the snap.
Oh, the spear doesn't land on towards the PA though, and he's gonna hit the meteor hammer onto the centaur, but centaur has Stampede if he wants to use it. And he does indeed sprint back to safety. And the PA is, well, he's actually getting a little bit too far ahead at the moment. I mean, he's almost tied with the Shadow Fiend, and it's already impressive that SF is just staying ahead the entire time.
And SF is like, alright, I can foresee this PA maybe becoming a little bit of a problem, so let's get an MKB immediately. Okay, doesn't have the
Oh,
DKB
that is
to do the
big.
Jets.
Rec Room plus Sunstrike. That's a huge catch. The high ground ward that he still had lingering about. Going
Well,
big.
this
Double
is
kill
Gabe
for
Newell.
Parker. Still has
Thanks
that
for
Aegis
playing
for
Dota
3
2.
minutes. Top lane is being
Double
pushed
kill.
in by the creeps as well, so they should be able to secure that tier 2 tower plus the outpost, plus maybe even tickle the high ground. I mean, he does have presence, aura effects, buildings at the moment, and it's an SF with, you mentioned, all the buffs that he already has. So hitting buildings goes pretty easily.
Yeah, and Quicksilver Amulet now as well. With the Requiem on cooldown, that's a great neutral item to have. Look at this boy hit. Has the presence affects buildings now as well. Buildings just melt.
Going for the MKB actually instead of going for that silver edge.
Radiant's middle tower
Oh,
is
they find a nice dragon skill, their opponents. Huh. Ooh. But yeah, MKB, at that point you don't have to break the PA, you can just like mow him down in a couple of hits.
It's a little bit more reliable.
I mean, PA, he's going for the Deso next. Which, yeah, he's got a BKB, but he still dies very quickly to a 200 auto attack damage Shadow Fiend. That also has
You
that proc
think
effect.
But once the Deso comes online and the Aegis runs out, they do have a shot. Because it's only a 1k lead. Far from insurmountable.
I think that Void Spirit's Ags is going to be very crucial for them as well. That AoE silence, especially on the Voker, who's been, honestly, hitting his entire toolkit the entire game.
Oh, nice TP from the Void Spirit.
PA though.
Uncommon position.
under attack. Dire structures are fortified.
One tree separating him from definite death.
And he's like, I'll just keep farming. I'm fine.
I'm invis, you know. Got that magic going.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Still love the PA's Aghanim Scepter. It's so weird, but strangely satisfying.
It turns PA into a league champion, where you have like a quick dodge and cooldowns that reset on kills.
Isn't that like every league champion? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll have flash and stuff.
You get to pick a summoner spell and shout racist slurs at teammates. That's the league experience.
Void Spirit, he just gets easily picked off. One spear, one kill. Barker continues to push alacrity buff. 20 seconds until his Aegis expires. He's just gonna try and get rid of these racks in that time. Or is he actually? They're gonna fade away. A little bit too spooked. PA in the meantime still farming up the enemy's jungle. And yeah, they know exactly what they're waiting for.
They're not feeling too pressured because they know that they're gonna have MKB on SF, which means that even with the Deso, SF should still be able to win man fights.
Oh, jump in on towards the Mars, finger on top. No finger of death kill. They'll actually go for a second. That Ogre Magi can't really run away, doesn't even have a TP if he wanted to.
Ooh. Ogre bought the shard. So we're gonna see the fire shield. This is something we don't see too often.
That one... Yeah. I mean, it has a nice animation.
I have literally never seen this.
I've seen it a couple of times, but it just, like... It's like nice, but that's about it. It doesn't, like, compared to, let's say, the shield from Finger, you'd rather have that.
For sure. Maybe it's gonna absorb 3 of the guaranteed crits from PA though, because from this point on she could be critting every single hit.
Yep. Gotta have that RNGesus on your side.
That's a lot of damage avoided.
SF keeps pressing Requiem.
Not gonna be going for a Satanic, just buys has a Skadi queued up. Not sure how I feel about this. The Interitus is gonna be going for a smoke because they know their PA is now officially online. They wanna make some kind of play before Roche spawns.
Yeah, that second Roche, if you give it to the PA where he gets a free shard, and, well, the PA free shard is pretty freaking good.
Yeah, for sure. Breaking the SF is gonna be quite huge.
And pure damage, that's what, 13%? 16% AoE pure damage?
Yeah, and against Mars too. Just a great shot this game. Gonna see a big smoke though.
Smoke on smoke.
Hesitant to run high ground.
Playing a dangerous game right now. D-Flash walking up though, but he's playing the baiting game and they know exactly, Infinity know exactly what their opponents are doing.
Must be so scary for PB to play without a BKB right now.
Catch onto the PA, they're gonna go in, Sunstrike in, and he's dead. The SF just does too much damage with that MKB, bursts right through the PA before he can even pop the BKB. And the high ground push continues. That's going to be the mid-set of rack secured. No buyback available for 50 seconds. Jump in. They're going to re-aggress onto Parker. Did they manage to deal enough damage to get rid of the SF? He's taking some decent damage, but not nearly enough. While in the meantime, the line's being charged up by the Mars. Very deep on that Mars. Might lose his life for it, though. And yeah, he's actually going to get taken out in the end. Nice shotgun blast from Boom. Pushing it further, and Barker did, I mean, they just decimated them. He's doing a little bit of damage to the enemy's tier 4s, but they're going to only go for the top set. His bottom still has a tier 1, tier 2 if they want to, but Ushan's also up, so just head right into the pit, knock it dead.
It's such a world of difference. This Void Spirit to last game's Void Spirit. Feels like every single fight, Void Spirit just gets absolutely bursted down. And he hasn't been able to find any catches like last game on the puck. This feels like kind of a dead hero in this game. All the weight is on the shoulders of the PA for Interitus. Of course, PA is one of those heroes who can definitely solo win games, because he has the damage and the mobility. It's looking difficult, especially against an SF with another Aegis. A Satanic on the way too.
And a free shard, because that also does buff something. I always forget what. Shadow Fiend gains 2 souls per kill. Additionally, Shadow Fiend can consume 1 soul per attack to deal 190% damage. What?
Mm-hmm.
Did they
It
change
is
that
like
again?
a worse Crystallis. Because you lose a soul and it gives you like 190% crit, but it has a 3-second cooldown. So if you attack fast, it's literally just a worse Crystallis that loses you souls. But hey, it's more right-click damage for free.
Didn't it have to... Wasn't the Necromastery shard different last patch?
It's been like this for a little while now.
Really? Okay, then I must just be blurring out. I thought it
It's
had
just
to
that
do
no
like
one picks
spell
it up. It's
amplification or
kind of
something.
bad.
I might be somewhere off with my mind completely.
That's okay. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, that's why you get paid the big bucks to support me in my very weird affair.
And to make PP jokes. Alright, Shadow Fiend now on the high ground with an Aegis. He has a Satanic as well, and buildings are just being removed from the map right now. And Interitus, they need to go quickly or it's gonna be another set of racks gone before the fight even starts.
Who do you jump? You're jumping the SF, who does have a BKB and an Aegis, pops the BKB, they lose the first. Oh, the triple bullwhip proc! Oh my lord! That's actually the first time I've ever seen that happen. Multicast bullwhip.
Of whipping action.
Yeah, that looked beautiful. Triple whips. Color everywhere. Jump in comes through. Another jump from the centaur, but he's just another death. Easy pickings coming in. The PA can't do anything because he is losing all of his teammates without anything being gained. SF still has his Aegis. And they're just walking in for the finish. Jump from Mariano looking for the PA, who's going to be able to dodge a little bit. But for how long? PP's right on his heels. Pops the BKB, is going to go for the fight here, trying to get himself the Voker kill. He doesn't crit, finally gets a crit off, but there's Parker right on the chase. And the shotgun blast in the face will be the end of FCR. And with that, it looks like it should be the GG call. Indeed, that is going to be Infinity taking the series 2-0. And honestly, with the way that they've played this series, I definitely expected for one of the big ones to win the entire ordeal and advance to the first division.
Yeah, I think so. There were quite a lot of memes in this game from Infinity, and they still managed to take it convincingly. Playing it well when they needed to. Like, you don't buy a Media Hammer on Mars if it's the TI Grand Finals. Because, well, it's just a huge risk, and if it doesn't pay off, it's 2,350 gold. That's pretty much wasted, but he made it work, and you could just tell that Infinity were having fun with this game. I can always appreciate that.
And definitely a very solid performance so far from Infinity. We'll
Look
know.
at the ranks. They're like super high ranked. That's quite
Where do you see that?
impressive. If you just go to the scoreboard and then right-click the players. They're like rank 24, rank 38. They're rank 24 NA on the guy playing Ogre.
Well,
Pretty skillful hero.
it is the hardest hero to play. As some, well, there is definitely a big rank disparity between the two. Pip is not
one of
even
the
ranked.
reasons why they're feeling confident.
Oh yeah, they did look really confident. They did look really solid in their approach. But of course, that is it for this series. For us, at least. I think that's the end for the day as well. I think Mondays are pretty much just the Division 2 matches all over the place. Of course, We would like to thank the viewers at home for watching this together with us. It was a beautiful showdown and definitely showing a lot of impressive teams here in the DPC of South America Division 2. A lot of solid teams that are contending for the top spot, and currently number one for me is Infinity from the games that I have witnessed. There is still more to be witnessed. Tomorrow there will be more matches to be played on this channel, so don't forget to tune in whenever you can on Epulze. My name was DkTruman, and next to me was WingBlade. Do you have any closing statements for the viewers at home?
Yeah, just buy Meteor Hammer on every single hero. I swear to God, it's the best item you can buy. Any hero, you don't even need setup. Just outplay the enemy, use it from the trees. You get, I think, plus 260 MMR in 2 days.
Yep, you heard it here from WingBlade. Just buy Meteor Hammer. It doesn't matter if you're playing SF, you know. Who cares about Shadow Rays when you can get the Meteor Hammer to farm? That will be it for us today. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys another time.